Yo, it's Two-Side Anime here, and today we have a lot to talk about. Mainly the ending of Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen finally ended, and there's been a lot of controversy surrounding this ending. We see invalid and valid criticism floating around all over the internet. Navigating throughout all the chaos, there was one part of the final chapter that really stood out to me and was one of my favorite moments. I think collectively everybody can agree this moment was their favorite, and this moment also opens up a lot of possibilities for the future of this series. If they do a JJK part 2, or if we just get a time skip one-shot manga, it can show us the route this character took. Gege did one of my favorite characters justice with this last chapter, and everybody knows on this channel we're Sukuna fanboys. Urame is secretly running this account. But all jokes aside, Sukuna's character arc was wrapped up perfectly in this final chapter. And if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, you will instantly see the similarities between Sukuna's ending and Kid Buu's ending. And that's what I mean. There's a lot of possibilities with Sukuna's character in the future. So you know it's theory time. I'm definitely going to talk a bunch of nonsense. Just hang in there with me and let me cook. So first we're going to dive into Sukuna's final moments, why and how this moment was so beautiful, and then we're going to focus on how Sukuna's ending is going down the same direction as Kid Buu, and he might be reincarnated into somebody positive, just like Kid Buu. We're going to look at this panel translated by TCB because we don't do that John Weary woke nonsense over here. The panel starts off with Sukuna in the afterlife having a conversation with Mahito. Mahito's ability was to tamper with the soul, so Sukuna was seeing him in the path where souls go before they embark on their journeys going north or going south, kind of what Nanami explained to Gojo. We finally learned that Sukuna wanted to take revenge against everybody that persecuted him and treated him like crap when he was a child. We all know how stoic Sukuna is. He really said he didn't really care about that, and then it finally dawned on him that he can walk a different path. We see two characters, Urame and a mysterious woman. This woman can be either two people, his mother or a woman that he could have possibly fallen in love with in the past. Everybody was saying that was Yurozu, the bug girl, but I highly doubt because she does not dress modestly like that. I've seen somebody point out on Twitter that the way the mystery woman is dressed is similar to how people would dress that worked in a Buddhist temple. And I know that's kind of like an old theory that surrounds Sukuna's identity. So Sukuna said if he does come back in another lifetime, he would rather walk a different path, a path of love and positivity. And Mahito was basically like, that's boring, but he was like, at the end of the day, he lost to Yuji. If you were paying attention to the final arc, Sukuna was having a mental breakdown that somebody like Yuji couldn't even stand up to him. He's fought people that were way stronger than Yuji, but Yuji has such an unbreakable soul, and he was able to defeat Sukuna by using the bonds, connection, and all the love that he discovered on his journey. Yes, Yuji talk no jutsu Sukuna, but the diet version. Yuji can never be Naruto. But in the end, that changed Sukuna's perspective. Now Sukuna's choosing to live a life of love and happiness. This was a beautiful moment for Sukuna because if you remember, throughout the series, Sukuna was the one always guiding souls into the afterlife by giving them the information that he needed to hear. Ironically, the person he hated the most, Yuji, was the one that gave him the perspective to choose a different life when he comes back. Sukuna accepting his defeat and choosing to live differently shows you the growth in his character. So how is Sukuna's character arc similar to Kid Buu's character arc? We gotta do a recap to the ending of Dragon Ball Z. In Dragon Ball Z, Kid Buu was the final version of Buu that Goku and Vegeta faced off against. Kid Buu was the final villain of Dragon Ball Z. In an effort to defeat Kid Buu, Goku launches a spirit bomb after gathering the energy of everybody on planet Earth. In the final moments of this attack, Goku states, "You fought hard all by yourself. I hope you get reincarnated as a good guy so I can fight you one-on-one. I'll be training and waiting." And Kid Buu died. Later on in chapter 324 during the tournament, Goku tells Vegeta that 10 years ago, when Evil Boo was about to die, I wished he'll be reincarnated as a good guy so we could fight again. King Yemen seems to have pulled some strings for me. Kid Boo was reincarnated as Oob, and Oob was a good guy that has all the potential to become as powerful as Kid Boo. All he needed was some training. And I'm not here to talk about how Dragon Ball Super and GT both fumble Oob, but hey, I'm probably saying this name wrong as well. Don't cook me. I'm sorry. The main point of this comparison that I just made is if Gege wants to, in the future, he can have Sukuna reincarnated as a good guy and Yuji can be his teacher, similar to how Goku was training Oob at the end of Dragon Ball Z so he can reach the full potential of Kid Buu. With Yuji having all the abilities of Sukuna now, he can teach the good version of Sukuna, the good reincarnated version of Sukuna, how to be a Jujutsu sorcerer, how to be a good guy and fight for the right things. Hell, we can even have Yuji train Urame. As cliche as this sounds, I personally believe this is a good idea for a one-shot manga in the future, showing us how Gojo students are living the dream that he wanted to see. Them completely changing the Jujutsu society, and Yuji taking on the role as Gojo, being the teacher for the next generation, and instilling the values that they learned from Gojo. That will also give Gege some wiggle room to show us the students reflecting on Gojo and how Gojo affected their lives. Positive and negative. You know, all the characters had some negative things to say about Gojo. But outside of that, that last panel showing the conversation between Gojo and Yuji on the last chapter really hit home. He really sacrificed himself so his students can have a better life and a better future. So showing Sukuna reincarnated as a good guy, training under Yuji, the teacher, would be pretty cool. But that's it for this video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I'm out.